All right, it is time for best case and worst case scenarios. What is the absolute best possible outcome for your team? What is the worst possible outcome for your team? That got shaped a little better this weekend. I think we have a little better idea. So we're going to do it for quite a few teams. We will start with the game that I attended in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Let's start with the team that won, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama fell behind in the first half. Tennessee punches in a touchdown late in the half to go up 20-7. It is feeling like things are done for Alabama, that their chances to play in the SEC championship game could be slipping, because if they lose to Tennessee, they could probably lose to LSU, probably lose to somebody else down the stretch. Maybe they go to Auburn and lose. The way Tennessee was playing, the way Alabama was playing, it did not look like Alabama wanted to be involved in the SEC or national title races. And that completely flipped in the second half. Alabama came out on fire in the second half. Here's Nick Saban on what he said to the Tide.
Obviously a pretty fun second half. Really proud of our players. When I walked in at halftime after they scored right before the half, I said, everybody here has got a choice. You got a choice to make. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? Everybody's got to choose what they want. And we went out and scored in 2 plays in the second half in the first drive on offense and changed the momentum of the game, and played really well from that time on. And Tennessee's got a really good team, and I'm really proud of our players for the way they competed in the game and came back, and the way they took care of business in the second half.
Alabama just dominated that second half. The 2-play drive to start, the defense played well. The strip sack that was recovered for a touchdown, everything was going right for them. And they looked in the second half like a team that can win the SEC, that can play for the national title. And that's the thing. You get that a quarter at a time, half at a time from this Alabama team. You don't get it all the time. And I think that's frustrating for Alabama fans who are used to a lot more consistency from their team. But the thing about it is, the reason this team seems capable of this is they genuinely seem to get along. Everybody seems to love each other. Here's Jalen Milroe, Alabama's quarterback, on how they reacted in this game.
I think we had the same mindset the whole game. No matter what part of the game it was, we had the same mindset, and the mindset was to win. And I think as a collective whole, we all approached it as a challenge going into the game, and it factored into how we approach every situation that took place, whether it was good, bad, or ugly. We all channeled in and figured out that we can win this thing, you know what I'm saying? So our mindset was all just to be on the same page and be successful.
For those first 2 plays to start the second half, scripted, and what made them work so well there?
I don't think it was just our point of attack, just acknowledging the assignment that took place and just executing the best of our ability.
Every win's big.
So these guys don't feel as kind of rigid and militaristic as most Alabama football teams. They seem to have a little more personality, and they do genuinely seem to like one another. And I think that probably helps them when they get in these adverse situations and helps them kind of play their way out of them. It's very interesting hearing Nick Saban talk about this team, because you can tell he is enjoying coaching this team, even though it is not what he would normally expect to have. It's not necessarily up to his standard in terms of consistency or dominance, but he seems to really like these guys. And you could tell after that game how much fun he was having, and he's cracking jokes afterward.
Oh, I love it. It's been great. The challenges are great. I enjoy coaching this team. That's not to say that they're taking years off of my life, but I'm okay.
Hey, probably are, because this team does make you nervous. But here's the deal. Everything is still in front of this Alabama team. Every single thing. The best case scenario is a national championship. It's easy to say that this team, playing the way it has, will never win a national championship. It's true. It will have to be better 4 quarters at a time to win a national championship. But it has the raw materials. It has the talent. It's just a matter of whether these guys can play well enough for an extended enough period of time to make that work. What's the worst case scenario from Alabama? The worst case is they lose to LSU and they don't win the SEC West. And this is kind of an also ran type season, which still could wind up being a 10-2 year, but it wouldn't satisfy anybody in Tuscaloosa. 10-2, 9-3 is not going to make anybody happy. But if they win the SEC West, if they go to the SEC championship game, they're probably going to play Georgia. Then it's a one-game scenario to get into the college football playoff, to possibly compete for the national title. This team, especially because we've seen Georgia be inconsistent too, this team on the right day can pull that off. Nick Saban, they're going to potentially make him tear his hair out, but they're also making him smile. It's a very interesting team. It's not, I would say, not the kind of team most Alabama fans are used to enjoying, but I imagine if they take that part away, take being accustomed to their team just steamrolling everybody, this particular group is a lot of fun. So best case for Alabama, national championship. Worst case, an unsatisfying 10-2 or 9-3, which most people would take, but not at Alabama. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.